This is Hillsborough, New Brunswick's North Cave, and after more than 4 months of no caving due to the winter season, I figured it would be time to try a storytime format from the entrance of the very cave that this story took place in. This also happens to be the longest cave system in New Brunswick, at 515 meters or 1,689 feet long. We begin this story in late April of last year, on my first ever cave exploration with my brother Isaac. This was actually the first cave I got coordinates to, but little did I know at the time, I would not recommend this cave to any beginners, as it has a few low water crawls, and the entire system is made up of quite crumbly white rock. On this first exploration, we made it to what I like to call the mud beach, where two streams meet each other and run into some cracks in the mountain. Now, if you were to follow the second stream upwards, it very quickly tapers down into a low water crawl. So we decided not to push our luck on that first exploration and come back later in the year for a full survey. Well, a couple months went by, and me and my brother struck a Jimmy Neutron brain blast and decided that we were going to do a full survey of this cave while also dragging garden gnomes that we bought from Home Depot. Now we jump to August 3rd, 2024. Me and Isaac suited up and carefully made our way into this cave, passing by the mud beach, the tight water crawl, the dolphin head rock, and finally to the largest cavern in the system to set up our garden gnomes. Then we took some selfies with our new cave decorations, and we wrote our Instagram tags on the back so that any future explorers could contact us later on and tell us about their adventure. Then we decided to look around the several small chambers surrounding the large cavern that we were in, and we ended up spotting two bats perched on the ceiling. Now, bats were not a new thing to me and Isaac, as we had previously seen them on mineshaft ceilings, but we had never actually seen one fly yet, so we were pretty calm around them. As for me, I just thought they always looked like little mice hanging on the ceiling. We didn't make it very far from the gnome location before I noticed a crack in the wall behind me. In this crack, there were two more bats perched up on the ceiling. Like I had done once before, I quietly let Isaac know, who was right behind me, that there are two bats nearby, and that we're going to have to be quiet and try to keep our flashlights off their faces if we can help it. As I was relaying this message to Isaac, I happened to notice that the ears on one of the bats were twitching, which I had never seen before. Without a second thought, I turned around to continue our exploration, but then suddenly, I heard the flapping of wings right behind me. Lo and behold, a bat flies right over my shoulder and around the corner out of sight. In situations like these, I tend to have neither a fight or a flight response, but rather a freeze in place and say, "Oh my god, oh shit!" Isaac, who is still right behind me, had a much more reasonable flight response, saying, "Oh hell no, let's get out of here." I quickly tried to calm the situation down by saying 1 second, thinking that it would give us a couple moments to calm down, breathe, and maybe continue. But before we could even start to calm down, the same bat flew right around the corner and back towards our faces. So we crawled out of there as fast as we ever have before. August 3rd definitely put a toll on my bravery around bats. But to be honest, that's just part of the hobby. So I do intend on revisiting this cave, hopefully this summer with Isaac, and attempt for the third time a full survey. Now that you got my perspective on this story, how about a word from Isaac himself on his perspective?
Hello, Caving NB. It is me, Peyton's identical twin brother, Isaac Gould, and I'm just going to give you a rundown of what exactly went down in that cave. We're splunking around a little bit, if you will, and as we're going through this cave, we're dragging around a little gnome guy and his squirrel pal, just two little trinkets to bring along for the ride. Anyway, we get to this big open room and we place our little guys on a pedestal just so they can be shown to the public. Well, of course, I need to document that experience, so I record just a nice little vlog, if you will, to document it. And after that, we have a little snack, and then we carry on our journey. We're crawling through, and Peyton points out that he sees some bats above our head, and I don't have an issue with bats above my head. I don't know, as long as they're not messing with me, I'm fine. But to put it out there, crap about I don't know crap about bats, and I don't know how they act. So if they're moving around me, it's gonna freak me out. Um, Anyway, we're crawling through, and then all of a sudden, right past Peyton's head, a bat, like probably a foot away, right past his head, and then past me, and I'm like, oh shit, no, I am getting out of here right now. But then Peyton's like, no, we gotta calm down here, we're freaking out, let's calm down, we'll wait it out a second. Right past my head again, right past his head. We're at that point, we're like, hell no, we're gonna get out of here. So we sped out of that cave as fast as possible. We don't know, that spooked us to our core. Now looking back at it, it's probably not as bad as it was. I mean, it was just a bat flying past our head. I don't think it was gonna do anything, but we were definitely spooked in that situation. That freaked me out a good amount, I'd say.
Well, that's about it. I hope you guys enjoyed the story time about our first flying bat encounter and our random idea to drag garden gnomes into the deepest cave in New Brunswick. Mic drop. Ah. Testing, testing. 1, 2. This is Mr. DJ Funnybone. We didn't make it very far from the gnome location before I noticed a crack in the wall behind me with two more birds, not birds. What the hell? We didn't make it very far from the gnome location before I noticed a wall. A wall? Ow. Oh! That's going in the video.